everybody, and welcome to the channel Crossing Your Spiritual Streams. My name's Tandra, and today we are going to do our 2022 predictions for what you might come across during the year, the kind of things that you might be dealing with, some of the energies that are going to be happening, maybe a little bit of advice if that pops up, or just to give you an idea of the kinds of things you can look forward to for the coming year. We do base this on your astrological sign, and it's for your sun, moon, and or rising sign. So it's a good idea to watch all three of those readings. That way you can get a better idea of what your year might be like. We do this slightly different than other readers in that for each sign, you will have 3 piles to choose from. So hopefully the reading will be a little bit more specific to you, because not all Aries are the same, not all Pisces are the same, and so forth. And so there liable to be some slight nuances or differences in each pile, and that way you have a better chance of maybe getting a little bit more detailed reading. These are the decks that will be used in the readings. So this is just letting you know the kind of decks we're going to be using. This is the Modern Witch. This is the Gypsy Fortune Telling. This is the Old Style Laramand. This is the Romance Tarot. This is the Wheel of the Year Tarot. This is the Black Moon Astrology Oracle deck, and this is the Witch's Tarot. So those are the tarot cards that we will be using in each of the readings. Okay, so next will be the introduction for each specific video. There will be an introduction to let you look at the piles and let you decide which readings to go to, and then we'll get to the readings for each one. So we look forward to seeing you there. Hello Libra, welcome to your 2022 predictions and idea of what you can expect for the upcoming year. We have 3 piles to choose from. We have pile 1 with the Libra symbol. We have pile 2 with Libra spelled out, and pile 3 with the Libra constellation. We are going to give you a little bit of time to reflect on the piles. It's best to go with your gut instinct. And don't forget to watch all of the piles that deal with your sun, moon, and rising signs, because that will give you a better, fuller picture of your year. Okay, when you have decided which pile that you would like to watch, you can go to the description directly to the link for that pile, and we'll see you there. Hello Libra pile 1, those of you that chose the Libra symbol. We have a lot to look at today to find out about your upcoming year 2022. We have our Black Moon Astrology card here, which we will be doing first, and we will be reading out of the booklet 4, because there's just so much information entailed in here for each card that it'll give us a good idea of a springboard and a jumping off point for the year, and what we can do. We'll clarify those things with the tarot cards and Laramand cards we have. We also will clarify with our charms as well. We'll be doing that. We will be looking a little closer at your romantic life with the Romance Tarot here. We also will be doing our Oracle Spheres, and that's where you can think of a yes or no question that you can get an answer to. And then we also have our angel numbers, and that's where the angels can give you a little bit of extra information if they need to, or you can have lucky numbers for the year, that kind of thing. All right, so let's get started, because there's a lot to look at. All right, Pluto transformation number 11. Okay, so let's take a look at what. There's always that debate of whether Pluto is a planet or not, and in my mind it'll always be a planet. Okay, here we go. Pluto, the smallest and outermost planet in our solar system, probably carries the most weight. It is the planet of extremes. Birth, sex, and death are Pluto's themes. In Greek legend, Pluto was the god of the underworld. His earlier name, Hades, came to designate the dwelling place for the dead. The name Hades means the unseen, and is a good description of the energies of Pluto, which tend to transform areas of the astrological chart without us knowing until the explosion or blowout. Pluto was discovered in 1930, and although it is now considered a dwarf planet, transits from Pluto are extremely powerful and bring on significant life changes. In traditional astrology, Pluto is the highest octave of Mars, but has some similarities to Saturn, which is also a force of oppression. Pluto governs renewal and rebirth. It brings to the surface things that have been hidden or are felt deep inside. These are sometimes painful to confront, or they are embarrassing or taboo. This dwarf planet tends to inspire unwelcome surprises. Pluto can be like a tower collapsing in your life, a life from which you must rebuild from debris and also inspiration. Many things you have relied upon for always being there may suddenly disappear or leave. More than anything else, Pluto represents endings and beginnings. It is not a card of physical death per se, since in our lifetimes we experience many deaths and new starts. This is simply a time when the decks are being wiped clean for new action. Most of the time, you begin to feel ill at ease with the feeling of something not right, and things go down strangely with an eerie silence like the Titanic. If you are in a relationship that has been difficult, it will either end or it will deepen and become more fulfilling. Any romance that starts at this time should prove to be intense. It is very important not to try and control things. Instead, surrender to the ups and downs for a while, although some of these changes may be painful ones. That said, this is a time of intense sexuality. It may come in various forms: great sex, not enough sex, strange sex, but most likely intense and consuming sex. In terms of job or career, it may be time to get another. When the Pluto card presents itself in a reading, you may have recently been infatuated with a hidden subject, certain mysteries, or the taboo. This could be a time when you are able to sense and feel spirits around you. Sometimes this card can indicate psychic attacks, and thus you should be very careful who you open up to. Be cautious if you are involved in anything paranormal or occult in nature. You are not particularly vulnerable. In fact, your strength is growing, but it is important at this point in time to spiritually protect yourself from anything negative, such as vampire types of people or lost spirits looking for a home. You may become upset concerning something about your past that turns out not to be what you always thought. On a more mundane level, you may have to be more careful with your finances, taxes, and inheritances especially. You may have the opportunity to suddenly move to a new home, but beware of foundation, water, and sewer problems, and also the possibility that the house might be haunted. Think of Pluto as leftover things that tend to languish in a state of decay or decadence, but more positively, rejuvenation, healing, and birth. Okay, shh. Okay, children. The kittens are fighting over some tinsel, and the dog is trying to referee. Okay, sorry about that. The Pluto card in brief: destruction, creation, regeneration, passing away the old and bringing in the new, people you know passing away, funeral homes, mortuaries, hospitals, sewers, latrines, bathrooms, dumps, graveyards, that which has been buried, decay, hidden or unseen things, ghosts, spirits, dark entities, hauntings, the occult, dark magic, sorcery, tunnels, the underground, vampirism, Gothic culture, weather, the genitals, procreative systems, and the lower colon, crossroads, divorce, changes in finances, the culling back of non-essentials in life, a twisted outlook, profound rebellion, the colors black, purple, and maroon. Corresponding tarot cards is the Six of Swords. And the key ideas are transformation, endings, beginnings, new ways, the end of the old, and intensity. Okay, so a lot going on there. Let's take a look at our tarot cards and see if we can get a little bit more clarity on this. Okay, we have the Five of Swords. We have the Knight of Swords. We have the Hanged Man. We have the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, okay. We have the Ten of Pentacles. We have the Knight of Swords again. We have the Two of Pentacles. We have the Lovers. Okay. We have the Ten of Pentacles again. Wow. Okay. We have the Tower card, which is interesting. And we have Malady. Okay. Whew. A lot going on here. You're definitely going to see some changes throughout the year. Some Tower moments, some things that might crop up very quickly, some quick changes, some things that might shock you or surprise you, or transform things in your life this year. I got a lot of feeling that you're going to have some ups and downs a lot during the year. With the Two of Pentacles, I'm kind of getting that energy of that, you know, juggling from one extreme to another. You also have the Wheel of Fortune, or the wheel in this case, a lot of times can mean kind of changing from one thing to another. You know, as the wheel turns, you go from one extreme to another, and then you can turn again and again. And I feel like that's kind of what your life might be like this year, where there's going to be kind of this roller coaster kind of ride. Okay. So there's going to be some good ups, and there's going to be maybe a few downs. I really don't feel like most of the downs are going to be really, really intense ones, except for maybe you do have the Malady card here, and it is possible that you might get sick this year, or at least something might knock you back health-wise for a little while at some point during the year. I think that might happen. That is a possibility. That is something you might be dealing with especially with the Pluto energy here. Or if it's not you getting sick, you might have to deal with an illness of a family member or somebody like that. It is even possible that somebody in your family may pass away this year, and you may get some inheritance from it, because that is a Pluto energy. That is something that might happen. So that's not for everybody, of course, because, you know, it's kind of just depending on your specific circumstances. Some of you may get ill yourself and then have to recuperate from that and move on from that. Some of you may have to deal with a family member that gets ill or possibly passes away. But they might just, you know, get ill and then, you know, get better and things like that. Now, this particular Tower card is interesting because it's the Six of Swords energy, as well as the Pluto card was the Six of Swords. And that's intriguing to me, because this particular Tower card is not like most of the Tower cards, like in the Tarot deck, where there's this sudden big destruction of the tower and it's breaking apart and so forth. In the Laraman deck, the Tower card means a little bit more of structure, stability, hierarchy, the government, things like that. And you do have some Swords energies that also deal with that a little bit as well. So it is possible you will be dealing with the state as far as taxes or inheritances or other types of things like that this year. With the Six of Swords energy, I see that as a moving forward from tragedies, losses, or problems. The Five of Swords energy is usually one of you fought a battle, you've coming back from the battle, but you are injured from it. You won, but, you know, at a cost, kind of thing. Well, then the Six of Swords comes along, and it's usually, you know, somebody in a boat, you know, the swords are there, they kind of damage the boat, but they're moving forward, they're moving to something new, something better, they're going to recover from this. And that's the energy you're going to be dealing with this year, I believe, quite a bit, in that there might be some, it's really interesting. I'm sorry I'm interrupting myself, but it's really interesting. I feel like the downs that you're going to have this year, or the things that you'll need to recover from, for the most part won't be, there might be one that is kind of really intense. But I think for the most part, most of them are going to be kind of blips. Kind of, okay, yeah, this was uncomfortable. This wasn't expected. This, I really don't want to have to deal with this, but I am dealing with it. And then you get over that hurdle, that hump, and things get better. So that's kind of the energy I'm seeing for the year, where, most of the hurdles this year won't be huge, life-altering ones, except for maybe one. There might be one thing that happens, and I really feel like that one's probably more like mid-year to fall before it happens. So it's a ways down the road and so forth. I do think that an inheritance is quite possible for a lot of you. So maybe the person's already passed away, and maybe the inheritance is going to finally come through this year, because sometimes those take a while, or something like that may happen. I also feel like another thing that's coming through here is that you may have to fight some battles throughout the year. And what I mean by that is that things might crop up that's going to require you to charge right in, work through the problem, figure out a way around it, push your way through, that kind of thing. Okay, so there's that kind of energy going on in your reading. With the two Knights of Swords, I kind of feel like you might need to kind of go charge into things. You kind of might need to really bust through some problems, really get over some things that way. So that's the energy I'm getting from that. Now, you do also have the Lovers card. So I do think we will look at your romance cards here in a moment and get an idea on that. But I feel like it's possible you'll get in a very intense relationship this year, or that the one that you are in might intensify more so itself. That I kind of get that energy, which we'll look at the romance cards to get more of an idea on that. But that's kind of the idea I'm kind of getting with the Pluto card and the Lovers card. I do feel like your love life might be quite intense this year as far as that goes. You do have the Hanged Man, and the energy I'm getting from that is, I think there's going to be time frames throughout the year in which you are going to have to, you might get yourself in some situations where you're not sure how to get out of them. And you're going to have to maybe contemplate on it, might have to meditate on it a little bit, get some guidance from Spirit to pull you forward and pull you through that, okay? It's that up and down energy. It's that kind of roller coaster thing going on this year. I think the ups, the highs are going to be much higher than the lows. So that's really good to know. I do think financially, things are going to be very good for you this year. Eventually, especially towards fall and later on in the year. So there might be that going on. I don't know as far as your career goes. It might be a good time to change your career, like the Pluto card mentioned. Especially if you were planning on studying or doing anything dealing with the occult, or dealing with, I'm going to name off some things here, and, if any of it resonates with you, you'll know that I was talking to you on this. But I'm going to name off some types of things. Mortuary work, working in graveyards or grave digging, working as insurance agents or in the insurance field of some sort, plumbing or cleaning out basements and garages and things like that. and storage sheds, those kind of things. Working with occult type of things like tarot reading, astrology, scrying, those types of energies, those types of things. Private detective work, trying to pull out information like that. If any of those types of fields, and was a wide range there, but if any of those types of fields were things that kind of resonate with you or appeal to you, and maybe going into those fields might be beneficial to you this year. Okay, it might be something that you might consider or think about. Okay, so that was just the kind of energy we had going with that. So I just kind of wanted to let you guys know that. Let's go ahead and look at your romance tarot and see what we've got going on with your love life this year. All right. Let's see here. Where Libra, pile 1's love life. Okay. All right. The Hierophant. Interesting. Okay, the Ten of Pentacles and the Knight of Swords has been showing up a lot in people's love readings. Okay, or the Page of Swords, sorry. I always want to say Knight because it shows a Knight's helmet. Okay. The Tower card here that we had underneath this shows possibly dealing with hierarchy, the old established rules, that kind of energy. And you also have the Hierophant here. So it's possible in your love life you might be dealing with some old established customs, some old established type of energy, or somebody that has authority or power may be dictating a little bit in your love life. They may decide whether or not you can get a divorce. They may decide whether or not you can, be with this person that you've met. They may, try to influence you or have some influence over you that way. The other energy I'm getting from that, however, is that if you are in a long-term relationship that's stable and happy, that's not been a very rocky one, lately anyway, or, and you feel pretty happy in the relationship, there's not been any particular reasons for you to want to get out or leave or anything like that. If you're in a relationship like that, I see it as being pretty rock steady throughout the year. That, they should help support you. They should help you with things going on, that kind of thing. It is possible as well that you might get some money based on your significant other or your partner throughout the year, that they'll help you financially, or something will come through for them financially or something like that. That is another possibility. Now, for those of you that are not in a relationship, I don't know if you will actually get into a relationship this year. You may. If you do, once again, I think a lot of established norms and some other things might play into this. And this is interesting because your Pluto card talked about taboo things, or things being out of the ordinary. And then some of your reading is talking about established things. So I think maybe they might clash during the year. If you get into a relationship, it's possible that it will be an unconventional one, or one that your particular peer group or family members or parental figures or other people might not approve of. Like maybe they have a different religion or ethnic background, or other thing, maybe monetary backgrounds different, or some other things that might make some of the people in your life disapprove of the match. That is a possibility to happen, because sometimes family members are like that, or old established people are like that sometimes with various things. Binks, stop getting upset over Marty. They're fighting over the tinsel again. We have some tinsel we just bought and it's on the floor, and both cats seem to really want it. Okay. That's kind of the energy I'm getting with your romance, that if you do get into one, if you're not in one, that it might be unconventional or clash with conventional notions. Okay, so that's what we're looking at as far as your love life goes. Like I said, dealing with taboo situations or a clash between the old established and something different or unusual there. Okay, so that's kind of the energies we got going for your romance cards. Let's go ahead and look at our charms. Let's see what else we might figure out on that. Gonna give them a really good shake up here and see what we got. Okay. Well, do what you love and focus on the good. That's really important this year because there is going to be some ups and downs and some other things. So focusing on the good things will help you get through some of the down parts and that kind of thing. It's interesting how you have Brave and Warrior here. You also had the 2 Knight of Swords. So I was talking about how I felt like you might need to basically battle your way through some problems or some things happening this year. And that's the energy that we get with the Brave and the Warrior as well. That it is going to take some bravery on your part and possibly some skills of, battling your way through whatever problems or other things that is there. Okay. We do have the Do What You Love. I think that's very important this year as well. We had talked about you possibly changing careers. If you are not doing something that you truly love to do or that you really want to do, changing your career might be a really good thing this year. And it is possible that the universe might even kind of kick you in the butt a little bit and kind of force that issue. If that is something that you should be doing. It is possible that that will happen this year as well. I do like, you do have the kind of keep it heart message and the Santa Claus. So I do feel like there's going to be some good surprises in your love life this year and possibly some good gifts or other happy surprises coming to you like, what Santa Claus would bring at Christmas. So I do think there are going to be some wonderful, happy times in your love life and some other surprises coming to you this year. So those are things to look forward to. Those are things that could be really good. You do have the luxury car. Sometimes you can see that as the Chariot energy or the moving forward energy. Sometimes I see it as going on some trips or just as some nice, wonderful things coming to you. You did have the 10 of Pentacles twice and so forth. So it is possible that some slight riches, I'm not saying you're going to win the lottery for millions of dollars or anything, but some slight riches, some enriching type of things are could be on their way to you this year, and that you will, financially benefit from some things and be a little bit better financially off. So that's kind of what I see going there. We do have an L. It's the only letter that came through. So whatever particular words come to your mind when you see the letter L, or it could be an initial. I thought of the word love. So, that just might be something to think about. You do have 2 2s here. You have the 2 of Pentacles, which is once again that balance, that up and down energy we were talking about, and the 2 of Swords. And the 2 of Swords can also denote that as well, in that usually the 2 of Swords person has their eyes closed. They're not sure what is happening and so forth. There are going to be some hidden things come about, or things that might be hidden from you for a while this year. And the 2 of Swords energy kind of reinforces that a little bit. But also with the 2s, I also get the lover energy or the coming together energy as well. So I do see the possibility of you coming together with a partner or with somebody else. What's interesting about that is the two twos that came up were not the ones that's usually associated with a partnership or love. It's not the Two of Cups energy, it's the Two of Pentacles, and it's the Two of Swords. Those are usually the up and down energies, those are usually the decision energies, those are usually the hidden energies and that kind of thing. So it's interesting how your love life, talking about it, is more with the unusual rather than the regular. So I think expect some unusual things to happen in your love life this year. Okay. And then we also have the Five of Swords energy again. The fives are a change energy. They are possibly winning a battle at a cost. So you might have a cost to some of your winnings this year. There might be, you're not just going to come off scot-free and have everything go your way. Even the things that do go your way, there might be a cost involved with some of those things this year. So kind of keep that in mind, that, you know, the changes that you are going to be dealing with this year, I think for the most part will be good ones in the long run, but they might be uncomfortable or have a cost associated with them at the time that they're happening. So that's something for you to keep in mind for this year as well. Okay? My kitty cat is just looking at me greatly. He's trying to get my attention. He's been trying to do that for the last half hour. I would not be surprised if he ends up jumping up here. He does that sometimes. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our oracle spheres. We have 4 different stands for you to choose from. We have blue, green, gold, and bronze. You decide which stand you want your answer to appear on. You think of your yes or no type of question that basically has a yes or no type of answer involved with it. And then we'll go out and we'll get your answers. All right, the number 1 blue is very likely. Number 2 green is a maybe. Number 3 gold is a probable. And number 4 bronze is a very likely. So we have a very likely, a maybe, a probable, and a very likely. So always curious as to what the questions are when the answers are similar like that. All right, let's move on to our angel numbers. This works very similar in that we have stands for the numbers to be on. We have gold, blue, purple, silver, and green. You decide which stand you would like to get your angel number on. You can pick more than one if you would like. You can also pick all 5. Some people like to use them as lucky numbers for the year, that kind of thing. So it's whatever resonates with you. Some people will use specific numbers as important dates during the year, other things like that as well. So however you'd like to do that. If you do use them as the angel numbers, as them trying to impart some more information to you, there are links in the description to a couple of websites that will help you understand what each number means specifically, and so forth, to kind of help you with that message. So let's go out and we'll get our numbers and we'll see where we're at. All right, number 1 gold is a 42. Number 2 blue is a 21. And number 3 purple is a 2. Number 4 silver is a 13. And number 5 green is an 18. So we got 42, 21, 2, 13, and 18. Thank you so much for being here for the reading. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your friends and family. That is super, super important. Do check out our other videos on the channel. We do a lot of timeless tarot readings. We put out videos every week, and many of those are timeless, but we also do daily messages from Spirit that you might want to check out as well. And we also have quite a few videos on the channel that are timeless for you to look at. So we do look forward to seeing you again in other videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello Libra, pile 2. Welcome to your reading for 2022. Those of you that chose the Libra It now, we have a lot to look at today. We have our Black Moon Astrology card, which we'll start off with. We will be looking in the booklet for that. There's just so much information in here that I just would be afraid not to read it, because I want you to be able to take a look at all of the energies involved with the cards. But then we also will clarify things more with our tarot cards and Lenormand cards and our charms. We'll be clarifying those messages with that as well. We also will be looking a little bit more into your romantic life with the Romance Tarot. We'll be doing our Oracle spheres, so you can think of a yes or no question that you'd like to get an answer to. And then we also have our angel numbers as well that we will be doing. So lots to look at, so let's get started here. All right, we've got number 40, Water Element Sensing. Okay, I'm not sure if I've ran across that card yet the last couple of years, so let's see what it has to say. Let matters flow. In astrology, the element of water represents our emotions and our talents of the imagination. Water characterizes the realm of vision, taking us into the quintessential depths of feeling, where intuition is more appropriate than acquired wisdom and knowledge. We get carried away on water. We have feelings of floating or being adrift over water. When looking at the shimmering surfaces of water, we cannot see to the bottom, but we know and sense what is there. Deep things too obtuse and transitory to explain. Fathoms of moods and insight. Water is the element of the signs Cancer, Scorpio, and Pisces. The planets of water are the Moon, Pluto, and Neptune. When the water element card presents itself in a spread, you can trust what you feel is the best course to follow. What you are sensing right now may not be based on any logic, it's just that what you are sensing is correct. Right now, it's best to go with the flow, and depending upon the cards surrounding it, to trust that movement. So sorry. Dust cropped up. Although these changes may seem gentle and gradual. Sometimes the water element card indicates a need to withdraw and fight another day. It is time to gather resources and gain strength before moving ahead. This can at times indicate trusting too soon or the passive acceptance of other people's shortcomings when you shouldn't accept them. You may have the tendency to want to allow things to pass you by without fighting for them, to let go of something that is rightfully yours. Water is the element of compassion and understanding, but avoid being a doormat. It is possible people or forces may take advantage of your benign and accepting nature. This is a good time to imagine, write, paint, play, or create anything, since water is the element of the imagination. It is the ability to quiet your conscious mind and allow yourself to be taken over by an idea or a dream. Water is painting, poetry, and music. This card represents being connected to the flow of all things. It is also the ability to keep a secret or to work alone in privacy. It is probably best not to allow people or circumstances to not pin you down or hem you in. Frankly, you now have the ability to flow or drift out of any situation in the way water is able to move around obstacles very gently and easily. Currently, you may also have the feeling of floating or being adrift. In a sense, it is a type of surrender. Maybe it is a surrender to a dream. At present, you may have little energy and want to withdraw. You are in fact doing a lot of inner processing, which will take you where you want to go. There are deeper levels working and developing inside you, but the work is not seen on the outside. Expect a pause, but forward motion soon. Look inward. Don't worry about the drama that surrounds you. Avoid the commotion. Sit still, float, and trust your inner wisdom. It will not steer you wrong. The water element card in brief. Being led by feelings, what is felt, and what is known to be true directly through the emotions, intuition, letting go or just going with the flow, extreme sensitivity, feeling shy or out of place, being quiet and introverted, subtle changes in circumstances and environment, the creative imagination, psychic dreaming, currents of emotion, confusion, fears of confronting a problem directly, feeling avoidant, mysteries and secrets, acting in a solitary or secretive way, having doubts, experiencing loneliness, walking your own path without help, timidity, feelings of guilt or shame, leaving things to chance, not pushing hard enough, giving up travel near over bodies of water, oceans, lakes, or rivers, beach vacations, sea life, seashells, overcast days, cancellations due to rain, flooding, water leaks in the home, essential oils, perfumes, candles, gentleness, feminine powers, the nourishment and the nurturing of others. The corresponding tarot card is the Ace of Cups. And the key ideas are emotional nuances, trips across water, lack of energy, sensing what is accurate without being told. Okay, so let's take a look at your tarot cards and clarify these emotions and feelings a lot there. Okay. We have the Five of Pentacles. We have the Eight of Pentacles. We have the Seven of Swords. Okay, the Queen of Cups. The Two of Cups. The Emperor. The Six of Pentacles. The Eight of Pentacles again. The Knight of Pentacles. The Anchor. And Thief. Okay. Intriguing. You have a lot of different energies going on throughout the year. I do think your career and dealing with your career and job is going to be an important thing in your life this year. It's going to be something you're going to focus on a lot. You're going to look at a lot. However you choose to make money, your job, your career, even avocations, other things, is going to play an important role in your life this year. I think you're going to work on those things greatly, pay attention to those things, that kind of thing. Now, along with that, though, is because of the water energy we've got going on here, this could be a really good year to start working on creative projects. Okay? You do have two Eight of Pentacles here, which are very much work-related cards. And you notice how, she's creating these pentacles. She's, yeah, they're all the same, but she's also, working with her hands. She's creating something. This one's actually literally doing, drafting or drawing on a board. And so what I think of when I think of that with your water element here is that working on some creative projects or ideas in your money-making schemes for the year, in your job-related ideas, it could be very beneficial to you this year. Anything creative, anything intuition-based as well. So if it deals with, or anything in the hidden depths, I kind of get the Scorpio energy a little bit. So I'm thinking of things like tarot reading, scrying, crystal ball reading, rune reading, those kinds of mysteries, those kind of things. Astrology, all that kind of stuff. But then I'm also thinking things like creating music, art, painting, those kind of things as well. So if any of that resonates with you, if any of those things are the type of things that are something you've been wanting to do, or something that you really like the idea of doing, this is a really good year to follow that and go along with it. Your intuition should be highly adaptable this year. It should be very strong. It should be something that you can follow throughout the year and help it guide you and get to where you want to go. Okay? That is something to think about. Now, some other energies you've got going on, though, some other things that we're looking at, is you have the Thief card and the Seven of Swords. That's intriguing to me with your reading, because the Seven of Swords can mean a couple of different things, but one of the energies is Thief, and then of course we have the Thief card here in the Laramand, and it is possible that somebody this year will try to undermine you. They will try to steal ideas from you. They'll try to steal maybe some tangible things from you. That's possible. They might try to take your job over from you. They might, somehow there is that kind of energy. But then there's also the energy with this Seven of Swords is you might be kind of the thief in the scenario, in that sometimes the Seven of Swords energy is that he goes in, he takes the swords from the enemy so that when they go to fight their battle, they won't be able to have those weapons to fight with. And he's very cunning when he does it. He's very smart. You know, so he's very happy with himself. He's very proud of himself because he was able to work on something before it came up to make the outcome better in his favor. And that is a possibility of something you'll be able to do this year, is be able to work things out to where they're more in your favor. So that's something for you to think about as well. But with the other energy of the thief card showing up, I would want to warn you that there could be somebody out there, and we might even clarify that more with the charms, but there could be somebody out there that might be wanting to take something from you. This could be monetary, this could be your possessions, it could even be a partner or other person like that. It could be, you know, that they're trying to take that away from you. Now, I don't think they're necessarily going to succeed because you do have the anchor energy, and that is a very stable energy. It's number 35, which when you reduce the 3 plus 5, you get an 8 again. So once again, I do think your work is going to be very important throughout the year. But we do have this very stable. The anchor is holding you in place. It's keeping you from going adrift, which is really good card to get with the water energy, because the water energy, you might feel adrift. You might feel like you are just out there and, you know, not sure where you're headed or what's going on. And that may be an energy that you do feel this year. But with the anchor here, you do have that stability. You do have that, and that's where your intuition comes in, because if you follow your intuition, it's going to keep you from going off course. Okay? And it's kind of your anchor. It's kind of your tether to the shore. It's the way it's going to keep you from going off track. You also do have the Emperor card, which helps with this as well. The Emperor is a very solid, you know, unmoving type of energy. It's, you know, it's that, you know, keeping you in place kind of energy. I kind of, you know, see the two cards as going together there quite a bit. Now, you do have the Lovers card, which means that I do think in romance field, things should go pretty well for you this year. I think you're going to have some nice, lovely, beautiful times emotionally with anybody you pair with or anybody you're with. We will look at your romance tarot to get a little bit more idea on that, but I do feel like that's a good thing this year. And then you also have the Queen of Cups, which that goes along really well with the water energy, in that I think emotionally you're going to feel pretty good through the year, but you also might have some ups and downs emotionally, in that, like I said, you might feel adrift, you might feel a little bit worried about, you know, where life is taking you and where you're going and so forth. And so emotionally you might get a little bit intense during the year. But you do have the Queen of Cups, which she's a kind of a stable emotional energy. She's, you know, she knows how to keep those emotions in check and on track and going. So you have a lot of what it takes to keep you going in a really good, even keel, really good fashion, moving forward straight. That's where, once again, your intuition is really important. You know, listen to your inner self. Listen to what, even if it's a leap of faith, even if it's something that normally, intellectually, you'd go, that's a really stupid idea, or why would I go about doing it that way? Or, you know, if your head is going one way, but your intuition and your heart are telling you something else, follow your intuition. Okay, it's not going to steer you wrong this year. Like I said, it's your tether to keep you flowing in the right direction. It's to help, you know, keep you on the right track and so forth. So make sure that you work with your intuition this year a lot. That's sometimes a message for certain people at certain times, but in your case, this is a message for you for all year. Follow your intuition. Don't forget to listen to your intuition. It's not going to steer you wrong. Okay, why don't we move on to your romance cards and see what we got going on in your romantic life for the year. Okay. Okay, I don't do reverse cards, so let's put these up here where they need to go. Alrighty, we have the Ace of Wands, we have the Seven of Wands, and we have the Knight of Cups. Okay, for those of you not in a relationship, it is very probable that you will get into one this year. It's quite possible, as a matter of fact. Once again, following your intuition as far as that goes is very important with the Seven of Wands energy here. That's definitely something you need to do. I do feel like you should have a very stable, passionate relationship this year with anybody that you are with. For those of you that are already in a relationship, the biggest advice on it that I see is following your intuition again. That's the same advice, but that will not steer you wrong when it comes to the relationship, okay? In any relationship you get into this year or that you're already in, follow your intuition. That will, oh, I still got that upside down. That will keep you on the right track. It will keep things going. I really don't see you guys focusing a lot on your love life this year. Like I said, it's very possible you will get into a relationship. And I think it will be a nice, happy, flowy one. There might be some intense passion involved in that you have the Ace of Wands. So if it's a new relationship, there might be quite a bit of passionate energies involved in it, especially early on. But I don't see that as being a huge focus for your year. It's kind of more like the icing on the cake, if that means anything. It's more like if you have this come about and whatever, it's a wonderful experience. It's something that's going to make you feel really good, but it's not necessarily a huge focus of your year. It's just going to be something nice for you to have. So there you go. That's what's going on with your love life for the year. Let's move on to your charms. Let's see what other... Ooh, every once in a while, like, move my desk. It's a very small desk and it moves easily. Okay, here we go here. Okay. All right, that's intriguing. You do have the money bag symbol. That does mean, once again, I think your focus is going to be a lot on how you make money, your work, your job, your career. That just seems to be a big focus of your year. But I do see something else here. And I wanted to mention it. This won't be for everybody watching the reading. But I do think that it is something to keep an eye out for and to think about. We have a couple of letters here. We have a B and a Y. We also have an L, but I wasn't paying attention to that at first. When I saw the B and the Y, the first word I thought of was baby. And we also have the rocking horse. It is possible this year that several of you will get pregnant or have a baby this year. I don't say that for every pile. I don't say that all the time, but we also have the balloons here. You know, I think of, you know, celebratory balloons. And we also have the Four of Cups, which I see the Four is the family energy and the Cups is emotional water energy. So this is definitely an energy that is something Now, like I said, it won't be for every single one of you, because obviously not everybody that's watching this reading is going to have a baby this year. But the energy is definitely there for many of you watching the reading, a good portion of you, okay, to either have a baby or get pregnant this year. We even have the rabbit, intuition, that energy is very strong, okay? So just to let you know that is something. It's interesting because that was not in any of the tarot cards necessarily. And so that kind of goes along with the water energy, I guess, in that kind of go with the flow. It could be your career, it could be a love life, could be a baby, it could be, just you kind of just have these flowing energies throughout the year of just, different things kind of flowing in and out of your life this year, and a baby could be one of them. Flowing into your life. So be aware of that, because if you don't want a child right now, or if, that's something that, doesn't resonate with you really well, just be aware that energy is in the air for you right now. Okay. And I actually have another pile so far that I've said that on, and if that's part of your sun, moon, or rising and you happen to pick that pile, then it's even more strong. So if that comes up in more than one of your readings that you look at, then definitely be aware. But just to let you know, that's a very strong thing coming through right now, so I felt like that was something I needed to get out there to you guys. We do have the Hope and an L. As far as the letters go, I see the word Bly, like Captain Bly, for some reason. I'm not sure why. But usually, whatever letters come up, I let you guys, if you think of words or initials or other things, however that resonates with you, I let you guys do something with it, unless I come up with something like I did baby. But I let you guys work with those, because usually not a lot of letters pop up, and you guys can kind of work with whatever resonates with you on that. All right, so that's kind of what the charms had to say for us today. All right, let's take a look at our oracle spheres. This is where you think of your yes or no question that you can get an answer to, and you pick a stand. We got bronze, green, gold, and blue. So you think of your question, you pick your stand, and we're going to get your answers. All right, number one, bronze today is not now. Number two, green, is a maybe. Number three, gold, is a yes. And number four, blue, is a very likely. So we have a not now, a maybe, a yes, and a very likely. So there are your oracle sphere answers. All right, let's move on to our angel numbers. This works very similar in that we have 5 stands. We have gold, blue, purple, green, and silver. And we have our angel numbers 1 through 55 here. You pick a stand, or more than one if you feel the need to do so. And we put our angel numbers on each stand. You can use all 5 numbers as lucky numbers for the year. You can use all 5 as your messages, or just 1 or 2, or whatever resonates with you on that. Some people will use some of the numbers as important dates throughout the year, that kind of thing. There are links in the description that will lead you to websites that will tell you specific meanings of the angel numbers, in case you want to know what the angels might be interpreting for you, or putting out there for you for the year. Something for you to think about. Okay? So let's get our numbers here. We got number 1, gold, is a 2. And then we have 33, wonderful creative energy. I love 33. We have 22. We have lots of 2s. That's a lot of coming together energy, which is cool. I like that. We have 43 and 1. Okay. So we have 2, 33, 22, 43, and 1. So there are your angel numbers for the year. Thank you so much for being here for the reading. Please remember to give the video a thumbs up. Share the channel with your friends and family. Please, 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 please. Thank you so much when you guys do that. Also, do check out our other videos. We have lots of timeless tarot videos on the channel. We do readings every week, and many of them are timeless. And we also do our daily messages from Spirit. If you subscribe to the channel, you can be, if you hit the bell icon, when you do so, you can be notified of future videos when they come out, so you can check those out when we do those. All right, guys, we look forward to seeing you again in future readings, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye. Hello, Libra, Pile 3. Welcome to your yearly 2022 reading. Those of you that chose the Libra constellation here, we have lots to look at today. We have our Black Moon Astrology card, which we will be looking at the booklet for because there's just so much information in here. I wouldn't want you to miss out on something to go with. But we will be clarifying this card with our Tarot and Lenormand deck. We also have our charms that we will be looking at as well to help us out with that. We do have a Romance Tarot to help us look at your romantic life for the year and see what's going on with that. And then we also have our Oracle Sphere, so you can think of a yes or no question that you can get an answer to, and we will be doing that, as well as angel numbers. So you've got the opportunity for the angels to give you some extra messages for the year or some other things to look at. So let's get started here. Let's see what we've got today. We have number 18, Virgo. I analyze. Okay, so let's see what the booklet has to say about that. Virgos are an intriguing energy. All right. Worry and organization are the key traits of the sign Virgo and of this card. Virgo is picky and exacting. They can be insanely organized. They are very helpful to others. They tend to be critical, but usually this criticism is applied to themselves. They are conscientious and highly intelligent. Virgo natives prefer to step back and analyze before moving ahead. Virgos are true worrywarts. Much of their worry focuses on health, possible disasters, and any sudden change which they dread. They would much prefer a return to simpler times. The sign of Virgo governs the 6th house of health, natural remedies, and analysis. Diet and nutrition are also dominant themes for this Mercury-ruled sign. Virgo natives make the best doctors, nurses, health workers, teachers, and librarians. They are excellent writers, but not so much public speakers. They abhor bringing attention upon themselves as they feel this might attract criticism. They have brains that buzz like bees, and they can be exhausting. Virgos are highly strung. They overthink, they plan against what might go wrong, and hate it when things do go wrong. Virgos shy away from chaos and detest disarray. It isn't unusual for Virgo natives to keep books and musical collections in alphabetical order. The everyday chaos of life causes them to fret, leaving them restless and nervous. They tend to suppress what they are feeling, which can bring on stress-related illnesses. Those born under this sign love cleanliness and have diligent hygiene habits. They fear disease and germs. If this card presents itself during a reading, look to concerns about health, lifestyle, and your job. If you are expecting things to go normally or as planned, that will not likely be the case. Watch out for critical people who seem to pick at all you do, or perhaps you are now the picky person. Your mind may be beleaguered by worries, some of them health-related. Other worries may be that things have gotten out of control. This card sometimes indicates hospital doors, meaning medical tests and visits to the doctor. Alternative health approaches and a better diet may appeal to you now. Dealing with health issues, the workings of your own body, as well as those of your family or friends, may factor in, but you could be beleaguered by worries that border on hypochondria. You may feel you have every disease you read or learn about. You may begin to have symptoms with little explanation as to why they occur. You may go for medical tests, but this card does not necessarily indicate a serious illness. This card also signifies a good time to get rid of your clutter. Living a cleaner life, focusing on details, and doing what needs to be done are now your focus. Other concerns would be your daily routine, 9 to 5 responsibilities, and mundane goings-ons that may need your attention. Getting organized will enable you to get where you're going. This card also suggests you need to be more reliable in your approach. Problems won't go away. You must work, and they must be... They must be addressed. Virgo is a gentle sign, typically mild in nature, with a fondness for small animals as well as feelings towards the plant world. Being at one with nature, noticing the important details, being fully present in your work, drawing upon the wisdom of the critical mind as well as the attention to health and diet are all subjects associated with this card. The Virgo card in brief: analysis, summing up a situation, evaluation, becoming organized, ridding yourself of clutter, correcting matters, being conscientious, medical visits, hospitals, nursing homes, health concerns, the workings of the body, the gastrointestinal tract, the nervous system, diet, jobs and career, the 9-to-5 world, getting ready to work, working for others, serving others, being selfless, cleaning up other people's messes, change in job or workplace, opening a business, numbers and figures, shyness, feeling left out, not speaking up when you should, writing, books, bookstores and libraries, growing a garden, obtaining a new pet, anxiety and worry, constant fear of not being perfect or of underperforming. The corresponding tarot card is the Hermit. The key ideas are daily routine, the body, healing, worry, details, usefulness, and hospital doors. Okay, so let's take a look at our tarot cards to get a better idea of what's going on here with this. Okay, we do have the Justice card. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the Lovers. Okay. We have the 8 of Pentacles, the 6 of Pentacles, and the Judgment card. Okay. We have the 4 of Wands, the World card, and the 2 of Wands. And then we also have a ring and house. Okay. Well, I do believe that work will be a big focus for you this year. And I think that was kind of maybe true for, well, at least one, if not both of the other Libra readings. Work is going to be something that you will pay attention to this year. Focus on possibly a new job is something that might come about. It's just very possible that you will spend a lot of time focused on your job and career this year. That is a possibility. Now, another thing to look at is we have the ring card here. And when you think of a ring, you think of possibly an engagement, a wedding, some stability, some, I don't know, coming together kind of thing. Sometimes you think of the impression of the ring. But one of the messages in the ring card in the Lenormand deck is paying attention to health-related matters, paying attention to your health. And one of the Libra readings did have possible malady or getting ill involved in it. And so this might just be an energy that the Librans might have to pay attention to their health a little bit more this year, or work on that. The Pentacles energy, you have lots of Pentacle cards, and Pentacle cards do deal with your health and the body and so forth. Now, I don't necessarily see any huge problems with your health this year. I don't see you as getting incredibly sick or any of that kind of thing happening. As a matter of fact, I see for the most part, if you do focus on your health or improving your diet or other things like that, that it should be a relatively healthy year for you, based on the 6 and the 8 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles. So, but that your health should and might be a focus this year, in that maybe changing up your diet, maybe getting some tests run to make sure everything's okay. Those kinds of energies are kind of things that you might deal with during the year. So that's just something for you to think about, is that health-related matters or taking good care of yourself is very important. Now, another energy that I see for you this year is a possibility of an engagement or a marriage or moving in together or becoming more stable in a relationship. We will be looking at your romance cards more in depth, but that is something that I'm kind of seeing for some of you guys, is that building a home together, building a foundation together, two becoming one, that kind of strength, that kind of bond is definitely an energy in your reading this year. It's something for you to think about. It's something that is a huge possibility, that kind of thing. Okay? So that is something I'm seeing in the cards as well, is that, making a home together, coming together and strengthening your bonds as a couple, possibly upping the relationship into an engagement or a marriage or a contract or that kind of thing. All of that I'm kind of seeing as something as well for you to be thinking about for the year. So not just your work, not just paying attention to your work and your health, but also your love life improving this year is something that's also kind of in the works for you to be thinking of. Another energy we have going on here is you do have the Justice card, which is kind of that balanced energy. You have the Two of Wands, you have the Four of Wands, the Judgment card. All of those things are kind of a getting things in order type of energy of, the foundation being strong and, uncluttered, the, two energy of, twos and fours and sixes and eights, all of that energy, the 20, the two tens, all of that energy is very much a straightforward organization type of energy. And because you do have the Virgo card and they do like to organize, or things being organized, or things doing that kind of thing, I see organization as being an important part of your life this year. Something you should focus on, something you should do, something... having less clutter around will make you feel freer. Okay? Sometimes getting rid of old stuff, like go through your closets and your drawers and get rid of clothing you haven't worn in the last 6 months or a year. If you haven't worn it then, you probably aren't going to wear it anymore. Either it doesn't fit, it's not comfortable, you don't like it anymore. Your taste have gone on to something else, something like that. So, get rid of those kinds of things. Go through your cabinets, and anything that's been sitting up in a cabinet forever and you see no use for it coming forward in the near future, get rid of it. Sell it in a yard sale, donate it, whatever you want to do with it. Those kinds of things. Go through your closets and your cupboards and things like that. Well, hello, Marty. Marty has been trying to get my attention a lot today, and he has now jumped up on my lap. Whenever he does that for a reading, I always feel like whatever I'm saying right then is something to really pay attention to. Because I always feel like he's kind of locked onto that energy. So there you go. So yeah, pay attention to your life and clutter and declutter as much as you can. Get a little bit more organized. You'll feel a lot better if you do that. Okay, so that's something for you to think about for the year as well. I see this as being kind of a practical year for you. You kind of dealing with practical things, practical ideas, practical, jobs. Like I said, getting organized, doing those kind of things. I see the energy in your reading is very much a practical one, very much, not kind of going off on some weird little tangent or anything like that. So you guys are a little bit more stable, settled, working on those energies during the year. So that's kind of the energy I'm getting. If that resonates with you. Sorry if weird noises come over the microphone here. Marty's tail is swishing right over it. All right, let's take a look at your romance tarot cards and get an idea of what your romantic life might have something to do with during the year. And boy, Marty is really fascinating. Usually he jumps up on the table. He usually doesn't jump up on my lap like this. This is unusual. Whoops, now I'm dropping cards. So hold on. Hey, Marty boy, I gotta get these cards. So sorry. Oh, now he is gonna get up on the table. Okay, here. You wanna go right over here? Oh, careful. Oh my, okay. I know, there's not a lot of room up here, is there? I always like it when he shows up for a reading. I always feel like it's a good one. We have some good messages going, so. And now he's sniffing some butterflies I have off on the edge. I don't know why he's always fascinated with those. So they're not real butterflies, but he always acts like there's something special there. All right, let's take a look at our cards here. It has Marty Bigfoots across them. Okay, we have the 9 of Wands. That's a good energy. Wow, we have the 10 of Pentacles. That's been showing up in a lot of the readings. And the Hierophant. Interesting, because that showed up in another one. Okay, any relationship that you're already in, especially if it's a long-term one, and it's not a rocky one, you've been in it for a while, I really see as being quite stable this year. Quite organized, quite, you know, nothing super major or different happening. It's going to be kind of rock steady, okay? Maybe a little bit of passion involved, but for the most part, just nice, happy, stable kind of things going on. Possibly financially beneficial, but just for the most part, just being, you know, there. You know, and going with the flow, not being anything different or anything like that. Now, if you are not in a relationship and you decide to get into one, which I do think is a possibility this year for a lot of you with the Lover's card and some of the other things that showed up, it could turn into a more stable relationship, a more traditional relationship as time goes on. Like I said, it's possible you will get engaged or get married this year, or move in together, or buy a house together, or, you know, build a home together, that kind of thing. That's a huge possibility for you guys this year, whether you're in a relationship or not. If it is a new relationship, it might not progress that quickly, you know, into an engagement or something, but it should be a relatively stable, happy, practical relationship if you get into one this year, if you're not already in one. If you are in one, like I said, the chances of it remaining fairly stable and so forth are there. So that's what we got going on with that. Let's go ahead and move on to our charms and see what we got going there. I do not know how he likes to lay on the desk with his eyes right at the lights. Of course, he's kind of laying a little bit on in front of a light, so you guys are going to have a little trouble seeing probably, but hopefully we can see things good enough here. He's such a good boy, but he's been trying to get a lot of attention today. Okay. Interesting. Okay, we have the number 5. That does denote some change, so it is possible your life will change up a little bit this year, which that has been kind of an energy for all of the Libras this year, is to expect some kind of changes or some things to come around. So that is something for you to think about there. We do have a couple of other 5s here as well, the 5 of Wands and the 5 of Cups. So those definitely denote change. You know, so be on the lookout for that. That might be something that might happen, is you might have some changes occurring during the year that, oh, this is interesting. You have an I and a U. which, when I thought of that, I thought of, okay, me, and then you, and then maybe the coming together of that. Also, IU is a university, and so it's possible you guys will go to school this year or will decide to study up on something. That is a possibility. Now, we have some other things going on here in the charms that we need to look at. We do have the love charm, so I do think your love life should go pretty well this year. Like I said, it should be pretty stable, pretty happy, that kind of thing. So we've got that going. We also have some intuition energies. We have the star and the moon card here. We had not seen where your intuition was very, in this particular Libra reading, where you needed to do much with your intuition, but I think maybe you do. I think the charms are letting us know that, because the cards let us know how practical you need to be this year, or that you might end up being this year. But also following your intuition might behoove you, or will help you get through some of the obstacles and the changes during the year as well. And so that's something for you to think about, because that was something in the other readings as well, as intuition being important. So I'm kind of glad it showed up again in this reading. That way it's kind of synchronicitous that way. We kind of have a flower. To me, that's just kind of showing the beautiful organization of nature, because nature is very organized in a lot of ways. It has mathematical type of energies involved with it, on how the petals are formed and other things like that. So I think of that organization. That's a word that keeps coming to mind for you guys' reading, so it's something for you to think about. We do have, and I guess this broke, it's one half of a musical instrument, and usually when the musical instrument shows up, I think of harmony and so forth. And this is kind of showing disharmony because it's been broken. It's only half of it. And the card did warn that some things might kind of throw you for a loop during the year. Some things might crop up that the unexpected. You might try to organize your life. You might try to get things, going one way or another, but then things might go some other way than you expect. These fives are kind of denoting that as well. So that is kind of a warning that be prepared for the unexpected, and don't get too upset if it happens. Just work your way through it. You actually have the tools to be able to do that, so just do that. It is interesting that you have the Saturn, because I think of Saturn's kind of the slow-moving planet. He's the one of hard work. He's the one of, kind of plugging along and doing what you need to do kind of energy. And that's kind of the energy for the year, in that this following routines, working hard during the year and things should be kind of important to you. Marty found a crochet hook and is now playing with it. Okay. To me, that shows creative energies. I'm going to go with that, because he is much more active than normal here. So we're going to go with that, creativity might be quite important to you this year. So do think about that. The Virgo energy that your card showed, is that possibly writing could be a good thing for you to get into this year. And that is something I kind of see as a possibility. Hello. Hi there. You got something to say about the charms? Or you just want to be on camera? Or you have some other message we need to impart here? You're thinking about her, huh? Okay. All right. The other charms we have is good night, good night, good night. When I get that charm, I often think of tucking somebody in at night and, you know, kissing them goodnight and telling them goodnight. And that love, that warmth, that family-oriented type of energy. I get that when I see that. So I do think that family will be very important to you this year. Possibly creating a family. Like I said, it's possible you'll create a home together with your significant other and that kind of thing. So I do see that energy of, you know, I hear building a home together, or, you know, I don't necessarily mean actually building a home from scratch, but I mean maybe moving into a new home and building it up, making it yours, that kind of energy, or just, you know, building a family together, because when you think of a home, you think of family. And if that's just you and your significant other and a pet, that's possible. I'm not, you know, saying necessarily you're going to have any children or anything this year, but, and now he thinks playing with berries is what he wants to do. Okay. He's really trying to get attention today. Wow. That's unusual, guys. I'm so sorry he keeps interrupting the reading. Hopefully you like seeing him as much as I do. Okay, the other one here is be true to you. That's an important message. Don't eat that, Marty. In that, don't eat that. It's always a good idea to do what resonates with you the best. Don't put on a false face. Don't try to do things just because others think you should. Don't try to think of how I want to put that. But it's important that you do the things that you find important, that you enjoy, that you make you happy. Okay, it's important to do that, and make sure that you follow that this year, and that you do that kind of thing. We do have a monkey here and a snake. Whenever I see the monkey, I often think of a monkey on your back, or something that you're trying to, you know, get rid of, or that kind of thing. This is a really good energy to get rid of things that you no longer need around, or that are weighing you down. Like I said, when we're talking about decluttering and doing things like that, that's very important. The other thing with the snake can denote wisdom and knowledge and things like that, but it can also denote somebody trying to undermine you. And that was kind of an energy in some of the other Libra stuff as well. So I'm going to kind of warn you, there may be somebody in your life that is trying to undermine you or make things more difficult for you, or that kind of thing. And so that's something for you to think about as well. Okay. We do have the letter L. That could be an initial. It can go with the IOU or the IU up there. You might think of specific words, or other things might come to mind when you see the IU or the L. So I'm going to let you guys worry about that and focus on that. I'm going to do my best to get to our Oracle Sphere things here. Marty's kind of laying on them, but we'll see what we can accomplish here. We have Oracle Spheres and Angel Numbers. And let's see if I can get all of the stands here. Oh, sorry, Pumpkin. Yep, thank you. All right. He didn't like me moving them. Okay. Let's do our Oracle Sphere first, and then we'll do our Angel Numbers. Okay, we have 4 different stands. We have blue, gold, green, and bronze. You pick which stand you would like to get your answer on. You think of a question that has a yes or no type of answer involved with it. And we'll go out and we'll get the answers. All right, so here we go. Number 1, blue, is a not likely. Number 2, gold, is a probable. My goodness. Number 3, greens are very likely. And then a number 4, bronze, is a not sure. So we have a not likely, a probable, a very likely, and a not sure. So now let's look at our angel numbers. You have 5 stands to choose from for these. You have silver, green, purple, blue, and gold. You can pick more than one stand if you wish. You can use all 5 as lucky numbers, or however you would like to do this. There are links in the description to a couple of websites that will help you discern the meanings of each of the angel numbers, so that you can look and see what specific messages they might entail for you on that. That is something you can do, but let's go out and we'll get our numbers. Okay, so number 1, silver, is a 40. Number 2, green, is a 49. Number 3, purple, is a 41. Number 4, blue, is a 10. And a number 5, gold, is a 37. So we have 40, 49, 41, 10, and 37. So there are your angel numbers. Thank you so much for being here for the reading. I'm so sorry for all the interruptions. Hopefully we had a good coherent reading. Don't forget to check out your other videos that deal with your sun, moon, and rising signs that correspond to those, so you can get a better idea for the year of what's happening for you. Do check out our other videos on the channel. We have lots of timeless tarot on the channel, and we do videos every week, and many of those are timeless. We also do our daily messages from Spirit every day for you to check those out as well. All right, guys, we look forward to seeing you again in future videos, and may the stars guide your path. Bye-bye.